Maybe 30 seconds from now you can start. After 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yes. All dear friends, on behalf of Rotary Club of Ghatkopar, I invite you all, our speaker, all highly dignified speakers who will throw you lights on this defense and travel section. Friends, you may be aware so much about commerce, science and other streams, but you may not be aware that there are vast opportunity available in the field of defense, travels and others. So I would request all the students that this is going to be very, very interesting topic and something not aware by you. Please, I will request, please contact all your friends and be part of this session, as this will be something extraordinary and your knowledge sharing, and you will love it after listening to this session. So now, first of all, I will introduce our first speaker, Captain Swaminathan. Captain Swaminathan. Yeah, hello. Yeah, Captain Swaminathan has joined the army in the year 1986. He was in the Maratha Light Infantry, which was subsequently named as Special Forces. To be in the Special Forces is very, very important, and he will share you the so much experience, what are the options and there in this. He has served in both east and north part of the country. And also I will brief introduce now Major Priyanka also. She will be the another speaker, and she is from the Corps of Engineers. She has served as a commander of combat. You know combat floating bridge company during operations. She has taken part in operations. So you can understand he has also served military engineering services. So you will get the vast practical and real course options with all the benefits. So over to them, please, Captain Swaminathan.
Thank you, Kamlesh Bhai, for introducing me and Priyanka. Without wasting much time, hi friends, you all might not know what the defense is all about. So today, for the next 35 minutes or so, we'll be sharing you a video as well as a presentation as to how to join the army, what are the options, various options after 12th or after BCom and others. So first I'll show you a video and then we can chat about it.
What are you looking at? What are you dreaming of? What are you hoping for? A bigger life? A better life? Or a life worth remembering? Truth is, you can study all you want and learn nothing. You can work very, very hard and never bear the fruit of your labor. You can try and try and try and never be good enough. Or you can keep watching. Because the next few minutes will show you a brief glimpse, not of a life you could lead, but of the one you should have. You don't spend this life doing things. You do things to earn it. This is a life where every day isn't every day. This is a career at India's most exciting workplace, the life of an officer of the Indian Army. A life less ordinary. Here's where you begin. The National Defense Academy. The NDA. The NDA doesn't just give you a bachelor's degree. It takes young boys fresh out of school and turns them into gentlemen and scholar warriors. From wielding guns to 25-kilometer runs, to lessons in team spirit and leadership, it is India's most meaningful undergraduate program. Give it 3 years and it'll give you 3 words to live by. Service before self. That's a life well begun. Let's take it to the next level. The Indian Military Academy, the IMA. Warfare, tactics, camaraderie and brotherhood. The IMA trains you in the ways of an officer. Not only does it sharpen your combat skills, it hones your instincts and polishes your intent. The IMA teaches you to manage time, men, and moments of crisis. It turns aspiring soldiers into well-rounded gentlemen, armed with valor and wisdom. For the country, for life. And this life gives you a third chance to make it your own. The Officers Training Academy, the OTA, where both lady and gentleman cadets train for 49 weeks to dedicate 10 to 14 years of youthful vigor to the nation as commissioned officers. Once you complete your tenure, you can opt for a permanent commission, as many do. But that's for later. Congratulations! You've earned a career at India's most exciting workplace. What next? What are you looking at? What are you dreaming of? What are you hoping for? A uniform? A gun? Or the opportunity to be
Great. What are you dreaming at? And this is a life going to be extraordinary life, as the video also said, less ordinary. It is going to be extraordinary, this life. Today, we and Major Priyanka are going to speak more on the armed forces. Of course, the entire defense aspect of the Army, Navy, and the Air Force, but more of the Army. I'll now share you a PPT. Okay, is it visible, Priyanka? Yeah. Okay. Careers in the defense forces, shake a hand wherever you meet them and say thank you for serving our nation. That's the first slide. That's what the entire nation thanks an army officer or an army jawan, anyone for that matter. That's the pride which you have in wearing a uniform. That's the first thing. Everyone thanks you for serving the nation. Even now, I vouch for you. I stay in Ghatkopar. Even now, people respect me just because I used to wear this uniform, and I say with pride that I was part of the armed forces. The next, what forms the armed forces? There are three major things. One is the Indian Army, the Indian Air Force, and the Indian Navy. All these three together forms the armed forces for the defense sector. Of course, there are military also, which we'll look at it later on. The Indian Army, the second largest army of the world, with almost approximately 13,52,500 men and more women in uniform. The most war experience and the best mountain division.
I think we've lost Sir, so we'll wait for some time till he joins back. I think there is some connectivity issue. So students, please keep patience. Let Sir join back and we will continue with the presentation. I'm sure you all must be having a lot of questions. So put all the questions on the chat box, and at the end of the presentation, myself and Captain Swaminathan, we both will take all the questions and we will answer all the questions that you have. Just listen to the presentation before putting up the questions. Just let the presentation finish, because I am sure at least half of your questions will be answered during the presentation. And I'll request everyone not to put unnecessary conversation on the chat box. So utilize the option that you have, the opportunity that you have been given to the. No, please write the question on the open forum, everyone. Just say questions to everyone on the chat box. And don't put hi and other things. Let's utilize this time well. We will wait for Sir to join. So how many of you are interested to join the armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force? Just write it on the chat box. And your answer should be addressed to everyone, no direct messages. Okay, I can see Sujan wants to join the Army, Siddesh wants to join. All the questions will be answered in the presentation. And later on, we'll have other questions. Okay, so Rathor, very good. Diksha also wants to join. So just a minute, call from Sir. Okay, so Soham wants to join the Navy. Pradnya, Samarth, very good. So I must tell you till the time Sir joins that, friends, any kind of profession, like I have been, I got educated as an architect, so I have worked in as an architect, then joined the army, and now I am also having my own venture. So I have seen both sides, but the kind of grooming and the kind of education, the lifestyle that the forces give you, you will not get it anywhere. I mean, the academy training itself prepares you to handle any kind of situation. So, as sir was mentioning, there are three ways to enter the armed forces. First is after 12th, that is the National Defense Academy. So, but at the moment, it is the option is open only for the boys. National Defense Academy after 12th, you can apply. So, there is a written exam and the notification comes in the newspaper. And you, after you finish qualify the written exam, you have to go and take your SSB, the Service Selection Board. This is the most important part of the whole army entrance. Then the second option is you can go after graduation even. It's not necessary that if you have missed joining the forces after 12th, you cannot join. You can join after your graduation. It can be in any of the streams. It can be engineering or any other BSc, BA or BCom. So there are entries which come, and the entry is through the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun, and the entrance exam is called the CDS, the Combined Defense Services Exams. And you have to again write a written exam and go through the SSB. And the third option, as sir was mentioning, was for the Short Service Commission, which is for 14 years. And that happens through the OTA, Officers Training Academy, where I have done my training. So I think sir is back, and over to sir. So hold your questions, let the presentation finish, and then we'll take all the questions. Yes, sir, over to you. You are on mute. Sohail, can you make co-host to sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Or you can unmute him directly. So, yeah. So please unmute yourself. Okay, so sir is back. We will go.
Okay, sorry, technology. It happens.
Yes.
Okay. So we have, as such, the world. I was talking about the Indian Navy, the world third largest navy in the world. Yeah, 250 aircraft.
Sir, you'll have to reshare your screen.
Okay.
It's not visible to us.
Okay, is it seen?
Yes, it's coming. Yes, it has come.
Okay, so I was talking about the Indian Navy. Yeah, third largest navy in the
Can you put
world.
it on the slideshow, sir? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, is it right now, Shankar? Okay.
Yes.
Third largest navy in the world, 251 aircraft, helicopters, 295 ships approximately, and submarines, more than 90,000 active men and women in the Indian Navy. Then comes the Indian Air Force. Sky is the limit, established in 1932, fourth largest air force in the world. More than 1,40,000 personnel, more than 1,750 aircraft of all categories. Yeah, even now, the Rafale which was there, you all know about it. The next one, the Indian political map. You know why this has been shown as LAC and LOC? This is to show that how important armed forces is, because we have a very big border with China and Pakistan. Yeah, the China border is generally, just for your knowledge, the China border is generally called as LAC, the line of actual control, and the border areas of West Pakistan is LOC. You all know about LOC. I've seen the movie also, LOC, line of control. Yeah, this is the difference in LAC and LOC. Just to show that we have huge borders which has to be guarded by the Indian Army and the entire defense forces. And we have 7,500 kilometers of seashore, wherein the Navy is very, very active to guard those entire boundaries. चाणक्य on the need of armed forces. एक शांति प्रिय राजा को भी एक विशाल सेना का निर्माण करना चाहिए ताकि उसके राष्ट्र पर आक्रमण करने की सोच से भी दुश्मन आतंकित हो जाए. Now, whether we are a peaceful nation, generally India, Bharat is a very peaceful nation, but anyone showing any aggression, we have to counter it. And that is where the armed forces come into being. That's why we require an armed forces. Many people say, army क्यों चाहिए, defense forces क्यों चाहिए? हमें चाहिए क्योंकि ये सब, in fact, internal disturbance also is being looked after sometimes by the armed force. We'll talk about it later on in the what the army does. Role of the armed forces. Roles and responsibility in good security sector governance. Assisting in the law enforcement such as public order, operations, border control, drug control, crime investigation, cyber operations, intelligence gathering. There's a lot of things which is happening. Many things. And there are certain things which is not mentioned here also. Civil defense, including responding to national emergency and natural disasters. You all know, even a child falling into a tube well, our engineers are called to remove the child. There's a flood situation, yes, the army is called. So for any natural disasters, we are there as armed forces. Next one, protection tasks, for example, critical infrastructure, important personnel or large-scale public events. Yeah, this happened last time in the UP area when there was a large public event. The entire army was told to look after it. Next one, non-security assistance tasks by paramilitary forces such as search and rescue, training and monitoring, equipment and facility provision, scientific research, environmental protection. All these are part of the armed forces with roles and responsibilities. The uniform. Yeah, here we have our present chief of staff, General Narwane, Admiral Paramveer Singh, and Air Vice Marshal Badoria on our extreme right. Yeah, they are the present chief, and we do have now one CDC, Chief of Defense Staff, yeah, and he is General Rawat. He's a 4-star general. Gallantry Award. Paramveer Chakra is the highest gallantry award, and there are only 21 Paramveer Chakra.
So friends, I think we have some connectivity issue. So I think we'll have to wait for sir again to join back. In the meantime, I must mention about, I was talking about the Officers Training Academy. So please keep patience, sir will be back and then we can continue. So I'll just brief you about the Short Service Commission. As I said, there are 3 ways in which you can enter the forces. For boys, as of now, it's through the National Defense Academy after 12th and from the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun, after graduation or your engineering. And for boys and girls, both who want to go through the Short Service Commission. NDA and IMA gives you permanent commission. That means you have to serve minimum for 20 years. Your initial bond is for 20 years. And that is when, after which you get your pension or other benefits. While OTA gives you more flexibility, it is a short service commission wherein you have to serve only for 14 years. The initial bond is 10 years and you can extend it to another 4 years, that's 14 years. And after 14 years, you can get an option if you, you've done well in your career in those 14 years to shift to permanent commission. That is, you extend another your service to another 6 years, and you become part of the permanent commission option officers. Or yeah, so I'm talking of officers as of now. These entries are for the officers, and so you get that option. Lady officers, when I was commissioned in 2003, it was only short service. That was that too only for initial 5 years. So I had my first bond for 5 years, which was extendable to another 5 plus 4. But now this has become 10 years, and lady officers only last year they've got permanent commission, and now even they can go and serve for 20 years in the armed forces now. So this is a very recent development, and I think if you are following the newspapers recently, there is also talk about induction of girl cadets in the NDA and lady cadets in the IMA. But I think that is going to take some time. But the lady officers getting the permanent commission is a big move for our country. And I was supposed to take part, of the women's entry in the armed forces. So since sir is not there, I'll discuss that as well. So coming to women's commission in the army or the forces, it started around 1992. And in 1992, the Indian Army inducted its first set of officers. And again, as I said, it is through NSSB, and the Officers Training Academy, Chennai is the training academy. I think you have seen the glimpses of that in the video. In the same way, the Air Force started in 1993 and the Navy started in 1992. So the naval training takes place at the Naval Academy, that is at Ezimala, and the Air Force Academy again, the Indian Air Force Academy at Hyderabad. So these are the three institutions where the training for the lady cadets take place. And initially, as I said, it was short service, but now also it's short service, but there is an option now for the lady officers also to extend it to permanent commission. In the forces, as of now, the lady officers were not allowed to, get commission into ranks, that is persons below officers rank. There are in role of soldiers or JCOs. It's only that 2 years back that we have the CMP, the Corps of Military Police, that the women are going to join in the soldiers rank. But as of now, mostly it is in the officers rank. In the paramilitary forces, of course, there are women who are doing it in the BSF and CISF, but in the armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, except CMP, Corps of Military Police, women are only allowed in the officers rank. So sir is back. Sohail, can you put sir as co-host? Sir, you can unmute yourself. Sir, you are not audible. Yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Well, I'm fighting. Well, I was in the war. Now I'm fighting a internet war today.
No problem, sir. In the meantime, we covered a part of the Women's Commission, and also,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's proceed quickly. First Indo-Pak War, 1947-48, War Liberation War, 1961, Indo-China War, 1962, Indo-Pakistan War again in 1965, Indo-Pakistan War, 1971, and Indo-Pakistan Kargil War, 1999. And these are the wars, and of course there are n number of other small skirmishes which we are doing in the anti-terrorist operations continuously happening within our country, where the defense forces are always being utilized by the government. Is my this screen? My screen?
Yeah, we can see the slide war fought after independence. Yes. Next slide. Maybe you can reshare. So should I share the presentation for you?
Yeah, you share the presentation.
Okay, sir. Yeah, I'll just a minute. I hope it is visible.
Yeah, very well, beautiful.
Okay.
So I was talking about the war. Yes, we are fighting a war within the country also. We are fighting terrorism, and we are fighting a lot other things also within the country. Yeah, next. Okay, the first one which we'll talk about is the National Defense Academy. The National Defense Academy is a joint service academy wherein of the Indian Armed Forces. Yeah, which is joined after 12th bill. Again, I'll be talking about how to join this NBA later on. Cadets of the three services, the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force, train together before they go on to the respective service academy for further pre-commissioned training. And next slide. The next one is the Indian Military Academy. That is called as the IMA. The Indian Military Academy, IMA, is an officer training academy of the Indian Army in Dehradun, Uttarakhand. Established in 1932 under the chairmanship of Field Marshal Philip Chetwode. From a class of 40 male cadets in 1932, IMA now has a sanctioned capacity of 1,650 cadets. Cadets undergo a training course varying between 3 and 16 months depending on the entry criteria. On the completion of the course at IMA, cadets are permanently commissioned into the Army as lieutenants. Generally, after you do a graduation, you go into you write the CDS and join the Indian Military Academy, wherein you have 18 months of training and then you become lieutenant. Next. The Indian Naval Academy. The Indian Naval Academy is the initial officer training establishment of the Indian Navy and the Indian Coast Guard, located in Ezimala, Kannur district, Kerala. Situated between Ezimala Hill and Kavya backwaters, INA has 7-kilometer backwater in Arabian Sea. Yeah, next. Air Force Academy. Indian Air Force Academy, Chandigarh, is located in Medchal, Malkajgiri district, 43 kilometers from Hyderabad. The academy was established in 1969 and started operation in 1971. Spread over 7,050 acres of land, the academy was set up to train cadets from all streams at one location. It imparts training to the flying, technical, and ground duty branches as well as officers of the Indian Navy and Indian Coast Guard. Now there are different how to get into the flying, how to get into the technical. We'll talk about it later again. But I'm just talking about the academy as such. After 1 year's training, officers cadets are commissioned into various branches of the Indian Air Force. Next. Officers Training Academy trains officers for short service commission at Chennai. Training on military knowledge, leadership skills, morals, and ethics of highest order. Prestigious getaway to the Army. 49-week course for all branches except AMC, the Army Medical Corps. First batch of 25 women officers trained at OTA from September 1992. Nowadays, women are also being trained under this. Women in the armed forces, I will give time to Major Priyanka to talk more on this later on once we finish all the slides. Yeah, next slide. I'm slightly hurrying up with the slides. Okay, now I'll spend more time on this. Officers entry stream. The first one is after 12th NDA. Jan, the notification comes in Jan and June. The exams are in April. The CDS, the UPSC exams are in April and September. SSB, you are called once you are successful in the exams. You are called for an SSB interview. That is called a Service Selection Board. After 6 months after exams, the Service Selection Board is for 4 days. There are 4 different places in India where you can be called. The entry, once you are cleared in the SSB and once you come in the merit list, your entry is in June, Jan and July to the NDA. Now, what does the NDA do? NDA is actually National Defense Academy in Pune. Now, here you are trained as a cadet, and for 3 years you do your graduation there. You are awarded a graduate certificate from Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi. And after NDA, you then join your respective arms, whichever you have chosen, either the Army, you go to IMA, Navy, you go to Kerala, and for Air Force, you go to Hyderabad. 10+2 technical entries, Army and Navy, specifically for Army and Navy. The notification comes in May, October, June, November. Now for this technical services, you should be a science in 11th and 12th. You should have science. Exam is JEE main. 3-4 months after notification, you get the SSB interview, and entry to the academy is from Jan and July. Here, of course, you are doing the engineering in Pune. You do the entire engineering course in Pune, and after that, you are commissioned in the Army. Next is the Combined Defense Service AFCAT, Air Force exam. This notification comes in October, June, December, Jan, and June and July. Exams are in Feb, November, Feb and August. The SSB is done 3 months after the exam. The entry is July and Jan in IMA, April and September OTA. Next one comes in UES, that is the University Entry Scheme, the Army and Navy. It is June and July, the notification. 5 months after notification comes the SSB, and entry is in July. TGC, the TGC comes again, notification April and October. 2 to 3 months after notification, SSB. Here there's no exams here. You have direct and the entry is in July and Jan. Short Service Commission Technical Men and Women. Notification again April and October. There's no exams. People who have done their BE or BTech can directly go in for SSB interview. Once you apply, you're called for the interview SSB, and the entry is in April and September. The next one is the JAG branch. JAG is Judge and Advocate General. That is people who have done LLB and who want to join the Army. Notification comes as required on occurrence. There's no exam, entry exam. SSB comes 2 to 3 months after the notification, and the entry is again April and September. And these people, again, the SSC JAG branch, and the JAG branch are trained in OTA. Then comes the NCC Men and Women, NCC direct entry, people who have taken NCC in the college and are C certificate holders. They get their notification in Jan and July. There's no exam, written exam. They have to go to the NCC headquarters. They are directly called for the SSB interview 2 to 3 months after notification, and the training starts. The entry to the academy is again April and September. So these are the different schemes which you have, and all the schemes are given or is also on the net. Whenever you feel, you can go to the different which I'll be giving on the last slide, which we have all the websites. The next one, the pay and allowance. Now, why we showed this? Actually, when I joined the Army, I have not seen what was the pay. I joined for the pride of the uniform, for the pride of serving the nation. Yes, those were my values. Those values may still be there. I am not saying no, but yet I felt that pay and allowance is also important. Mind you, the pay of a lieutenant, a 21-year-old or 22-year-old person Right at the start, when you go into the academy, you are getting a stipend. And after you become a lieutenant, your minimum you draw is 65,000 actually, and go up to 1,77,500. So it is quite a huge for a person, youngster. 65,000 is quite a huge, and rest all you have ration free, you have medical free. There are a lot of other things also, which is free of cost to you. Yeah, and so on. The different levels are there: captain, major, lieutenant colonel, colonel, and in the same parallel, it is in the Navy and the Air Force parallel ranks. They get the same pay scale. There's no difference in the pay scale in the all the different forces. The pay scale is generally the same. A colonel, rank scale colonel earns almost a 2 lakh. And you know the best part is once you retire, your pension is at least 1 to 1.5 lakh you are getting for doing nothing after you retire. Of course, it is not because of nothing. You have served the army for so long years and you have been compensated for giving your life to the nation. You are compensated for that at your retirement. And minimum is almost 1 to 1.5 lakh to get pension later on. And that's what the pay scale is all about in the army and allowances. Yeah, next. Again, this is just the breakup. This is just a breakup which has been shown. Total which comes to 61,000. Yeah, and up to 65,000. Yeah, next. Life in the armed forces, sports and games. All sports, golf, tennis, horse riding, shooting, swimming, water sports, adventure sports. In fact, I learned the horse riding there at I took as my hobby as horse riding because I being from Bombay, I've never used to riding horses or anything. I wanted to learn that. So I took horse riding as my hobby. We do have a hobby class in the academy. So I took horse riding and I learned horse riding there. Then we have adventure sports. Yes, adventure sports also is a great. Now, in fact, just because of my armed forces life, my present business is all about adventure sports. And I have an adventure sports resort in Kolad now. Then we have aero sports, snow sports, all indoor sports gyms at international level. Social, well-equipped clubs, transit facilities, childcare facilities, education institutes, special care centers, entitled rations. Because the rations is actually, the rations which we are entitled is actually enough for an entire family of 4 people. It is such a huge thing. And this ration entitlement is calculated by our medical specialists, wherein what amount of dal is required, how much is ration, rice is required, it all calculated and given as a calculation to us. And that is enough for an entire family actually. Next one is educational. About 135 army schools we have, medical and dental college, engineering college. We have one big engineering college in Pune, management colleges, nursing institute, it's called as the MNS. Then we have education colleges, hotel management institute, and law colleges also we have. Defense services offers a lifestyle unmatched in any sector, and that's very true. I still vouch for it. Facility and infrastructure exist to enable living an enviable social and individual life. Here we have to spend a lot on clubs and here a lot of other things. There, everything is there in a platter for you. The best and free medical facility even after retirement. Yes, we have the biggest. This we have INS Ashwini in Bombay, which is in Colaba, the biggest hospital. Then we have one command hospital in Pune, again with the latest, the best of the equipment in the hospital. All the medical facilities are free even after retirement. Free travel in rail by AC and air. And even if you want to travel additional, all the airlines give 50% of the cost. You just have to show your iCard. Even now, after my retirement, I have 25% of cost less in SpiceJet, which people give us, so we are enjoying it. And the canteen facility, we don't have uh, some taxes like GST is 50%, and the excise and other things are all less. Next slide. Life in the armed forces family. Facilities, living in quarters in the best locality of a military station. Now, if I give an example of Mumbai, people who are in Mumbai here, it's the best place in Colaba, right opposite bank, opposite the sea. Beautiful place, huge high-rise building here. That is facilities only for the armed forces. Secure and clean cantonment. We are very fussy about cleanliness. Various sports and skill learning facilities for the children. Even the children enjoy all these facilities in the cantonment. Separated family quarters doing field posting. Now, what is the field posting is? Like, for example, if I'm posted in the mountains of China border, I have to be there for 2 years. Of course, 2 months of holidays are there for me. But the rest of the 10 months, the families cannot come there. So that is called as a field posting. So we have what is called as a separated family quarters, which is there in Pune, in Bombay also we do have. Then we have huge shopping complexes. In fact, the malls were all the present in the civilian. We had malls right from the day we were commissioned in the army, a huge complex of shopping. And of course, vocational training later on in life when in case we retire. Now, best part in the officer's retirement is in case you are retiring just before your retirement, 6 months before, you can join any of the IIMs, IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Cochin, to get a transit offer, right? Transition from the uniform service to civil service, civilians. So what is that? So the entire IIMs have made a separate, what is called as subject for us to learn about it. Next. How to join Indian Army, Navy, Air Force. Now these three are the, yeah, you can just log on to this, joinindianarmy.nic.in, joinindiannavy.gov.in, and indianairforce.nic.in. If you just click it, all these details will be there. And you just have to go through this. Whatever I have spoken will all be there. But yes, I'm speaking as a person who has undergone it, who has experienced it. And my experience is, I can never forget the experience of being in uniform. It's such a wonderful being there in the uniform. Next slide. Achievers from the armed forces. We have many achievers. You all may be knowing Anna Hazare, Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw, General Thimaya, Milka Singh, who just passed away just 15 days back, General Kariappa, Colonel Rathore, who was a medalist and was a minister also, Vijay Kumar, Rakesh Sharma, the first astronaut was in the Air Force, and there are many others in this picture. In the last picture, the Gopinath, Captain Gopinath, the person who influenced people to fly, the poorest of the person, the Deccan Airlines. He was the founder of Deccan Airlines. There's a movie on him. Please go to that movie. You'll find it so encouraging that you feel that I should also join the armed forces to learn such things, how to take a risk even in civil life. Next one. 10 Indian Army soldiers qualify for Rio Olympics. Yeah. And all these people on your screen have really shined so well in the sport field that Army gives you whatever you are interested. The Army gives you a part to take it, and it's your skill, it's your effort, and how to take hold of that and go ahead. Yeah, next. Armed forces versus the corporate. Armed forces, good pay and minimal expenses. Corporate, excellent pay, no doubt. Armed forces, high status. Corporate, exorbitant expenses. Armed forces has active life, Corporate has paid status. Armed forces job security, yes. 20 years, your secure job. After that, you can pension. Corporate job is a desk job. In the armed forces, we can go out. When I was in Bhutan, I had drove all around Bhutan on my foot, yes, for patrolling. And that was a excellent, adventurous life. Enhanced qualification, in the armed forces, we keep doing some course or the other to enhance your qualification skill. In the corporate, there's no job security. If you fail in something, you may be kicked out. Armed forces quality of life, excellent. Corporate learning stagnation. Pension, armed forces pension for self and spouse. Even if you pass away, your spouse starts getting your pension. Corporate standard of life is normal. And in the armed forces, medical facility for self and spouse even after retirement, you get it. That's the plus point of the armed forces. A little bit about Indian paramilitary forces. Yeah, the Assam Rifles, the first one, Assam Rifles, the BSF, Border Security, CISF, CRPF, ITBP, ITBP is Indian Tibetan Border Police, NSG is National Security Guard, the Black Cat Commandos who guard the president, prime ministers, etc. And the Sena Suraksha Bal, SSB, is Sena Suraksha Bal. So these are the paramilitary forces. Future warfare, cyber warfare, biological warfare, economical warfare, environmental warfare, chemical warfare. Now this warfare, biological warfare, I think we have last year seen it. I put a question mark to it because whether this was a biological, the coronavirus, was it a biological warfare or what? It's still under investigation. But such warfare may continue. So we need smart officers, smart people in the defense forces who can go through all this warfare and can find out the actuals and fight for it, fight for the country. Next. Do you have it in you? Now I have gone through the entire slide. I rushed it because there was an interruption in between. But you have to have a particular focus on your what you want to do in life after 12th or after BCom, BSc, BA. You have to be very objective conscious. Like in the army, we are always objective conscious. So I want to close this particular topic on how to join the army. Just keep your focus on your particular, I have to join this. A small couplet I want to share with you. हर सपने को सांसों में रखो, हर मंजिल को अपने बाहों में रखो. I repeat, हर सपने को सांसों में रखो, हर मंजिल को अपने बाहों में रखो. हर जीत आपकी है, बस अपने लक्ष्य को अपनी निगाहों में रखो. हर जीत आपकी है, बस अपने लक्ष्य को अपनी निगाहों में रखो. Thank you and Jai Hind. Priyanka, you can take over.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful session. So, friends, Rotary District 3141 has an initiative called the Vision Armed Forces, and we have a Facebook page that's Rotary District 3141 Vision Armed Forces. So you can follow us on all. We do a lot of initiatives for the armed forces, propagation, information, and any other help that you require. So thank you so much, sir. That was, that were great insights for anyone who wants to join the forces. So in the duration that we had lost your connection, I spoke to the participants regarding Women's Commission also. Just a few points that I would like to add is something that I think we should include is that all the forces have different branches and they require girls and boys, men and women from various qualification and various fields. I would just talk about the Army and Air Force and Naval. The Navy has the similar ones. Like in the Army, there are various branches. They are called the corps, and like infantry, armored, artillery, engineers, signals, AC ordnance. Like sir is from the infantry. Infantry is the main fighting arm which fights on foot. And then we have the armored corps which fights on the tank. They fight with the tanks that you see. The artillery use the guns like Bofors. I am from Corps of Engineers, which is into combat engineering, and we support the main fighting forces like the infantry, armored, and RT in combat engineering support, like laying mines, demining, making bridges, and laying all, giving all kind of engineering support. Then we have signals who do radio communication. So similarly, there are various branches, and people or students from various qualifications can fit in specific branches. So that is one thing. And to a little bit elaborate about the Women's Commission, I'll just speak about the OTA as of now. Air Force and Navy has similar ones. So as I said, the age limit is 35 years, and it is open for unmarried females. Nowadays, only also the widows of defense personnel who have given their life for the service of the nation, they are also allowed for short service commission through the OTA, and it's a 49 weeks training program where you have various subjects like the military history, tactics, you have drill, PT, weapon training, swimming, sports, n number of things that you have to go through and get commissioned after 49 weeks training, and you get commissioned as a lieutenant and similar ranks in the other forces. And of course, the most important part of for all the selection is the service selection board, which is a 4 days interview, which sir has also mentioned. And what you require for that is the OLQ. There are 14 OLQs which the SSB assesses on you, assesses, and it's listed. Like you can get it online as well. So, basically it's a personality test. There's nothing that you can hide from the board. Whatever you are, you just walk in with your personality and you are in or out. So you can get selected in the first time, or you may or may not, get selected for some more attempts. So you can get help on that. There are various training academies that help you on SSB. There are a lot of online materials, and you can always get in touch with us. So just to wind up, as sir has said, armed forces is not just a profession, it's a way of life. The way it grooms you, you carry that personality, that persona, that mindset for the rest of your life. So all of you who are interested to join the forces, just go for it. Any kind of support that you require, we are there for you. So that's it from my side. Thank you so much. Any questions that you have, we can take it from the chat box. Sir, can I read the questions? And maybe you can take it. So you'll have to unmute yourself. So there's a question from Soham, and he says, what is strategy for board exam as well as NDA exam? Which books to refer for NDA? How can we improve our OLQ? That's also like qualities. That's on the chat box, the last question.
Very nice question, Dr. Like qualities. Yes. First of all, what is the strategy for board exam as well as NDA exam? I can talk about the NDA exam. Yeah, there are various books available for combined defense services NDA. Okay, UPSC, NDA. Yeah. As far as I was concerned, when I wrote my CDS, I wrote all the formulas of the physics, maths, everything in one page, and it was all in my head. All the formulas is very important so that, you know why? Because you have 60 questions in 120 minutes, I think. So you have only 2 minutes to answer one question. So you have to be very fast. So when you know that there's one particular question, and if you know the formula, you can immediately attempt that, and within the time limit you can finish. So please see that you are thorough with your math, physics, and other formulas, so that you immediately do it. And of course, you have to read newspapers, be thorough with the current going on in the country and abroad, whatever this is there. Yeah, current affairs. And as far as OLQs are concerned, yes, OLQs are very, OLQ is all value-based actually. It is all value-based. Your honesty, your integrity, all this comes under leadership also, and also in the OLQ part. So please see that what are the values you have to inculcate as an army officer, and all those are also in OLQs. OLQs can also be your physical, say like how you eat is also an OLQ. So please see that, can read books on this. And in case you have more doubts about it, can always call me up or Mr. Priyanka. We will always assist you on this. Yeah. Thank you. Good question.
Right. So there's a next question. If we do 14 years in OTA, do we get pension?
Madam, 1 minute, just 1 minute if you excuse me.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What is that? What is the question? No, there's no pension in the OTA. There's no pension in the OTA. You retire very young in the OTA at maximum 35 after 14 years of service. You still have, so there are a lot of corporates who take up young officers, yeah, who has become major or colonel, they pick up, and you are groomed here and you rise up the rank. There are many success stories in the corporate also who have passed out from the OTA and who have become officers and are now CEOs or chairmen in the private sector.
Excuse
Thank
me.
you, sir.
Madam,
Yes, Kamlesh ji, please go ahead.
uh, I just want to announce that after this, there is a very interesting travel and all related topics by experts. So just after finishing this question answer, like this defense, you will get a vast idea by expert. And today, everybody is traveling, and travel has got a lot of importance and lot of career opportunity and scope. So shortly after this, we will be starting the travel session. So, and we also request, please tell your parents also to join and be with us. Now the sir will continue. Okay.
Yeah, Kamlesh, I vouch for that because I am now into adventure tourism travel. So I vouch for that. What Falcone is going to take. It's a very interesting subject.
Yeah, correct.
The next subject.
Correct, correct.
When joining armed forces after the C certificate in NCC, yes, you have to get a B grading, and you have to go to the army, the NCC headquarters. They will suggest your name, and then you get an SSB call directly, so you can join. You can start NCC in 11th also. Generally, people leave it in 12th, but you have to complete 3 years in the NCC for C certificate. I did that, but of course, I wrote the CS because those days this direct entry was not there. I did the Ansel Somaya College, I did my C certificate, then wrote the CS exam, and then got into the army. What physical fitness? Yes, physical fitness is required. It is not that you have to become a Rambo. You have to have a proper, we call it shape one. Shape one is what? All the things have to be good. Like, if I ask what is BMI, people might say it is body mass index. That is general terminology which people use. But what I call it as body, mind, and intellect. When your body is right, your mind works and your intellect works. So, as such, you have to keep your body fit for the armed forces, because at the worst case scenario, your intellect takes a decision. That is why we require fit people, nothing else. Yep. Next
Sir,
one.
there is a question which is regarding medical field, that which entrance exam is good for medical field neurologist. So I will assume that it is post doing the neurology and getting into armed forces.
Yeah. If you are asking about AFMC, Armed Forces Medical College, there's an entrance after 12. Yeah. And it's a very good college, Armed Forces Medical College. You have 5 years of medical this you have, and then you are posted as you are commissioned directly as a captain in the Armed Forces Medical AMC, and you are posted to the best of the hospitals. Of course, as a youngster, initially you are posted to the field area also, and then to the command hospital. In fact, now we have one Lieutenant General, a lady, who's commanding a hospital now.
Right, sir. So what is the minimum height requirement in the armed forces?
You can go through there's only it is I think 162 centimeters or something. Yeah, you can go to the minimum requirement. Yeah, only for the Nepali people, the height restriction is not there because they are as such short status in the Nepal people and the East people. For all others, There's a minimum criteria which is given in the website. It is, I think, 160%. Yeah.
So one student is asking about how to join NCC after 12.
Yeah. After 12, you just, whichever college you are, go and ask the college principal or college staff where the NCC unit is. Some colleges, 2-3 colleges have one NCC unit. Yeah. So like Somaya College and Ramji Sir College have one unit. So all the students from Ramji Sir College goes to Somaya College as 6 Maharashtra battalion. So please ask your college, do we have NCC? If not, get to the next college very close to your college. Ask them, do you have NCC? Can I join? And generally, most of the colleges take external students also, because now it is a compulsion of taking external students also in the NCC.
Okay, so there was a question which academy to join for the Navy. I think that we have already answered. And there is an interesting question whether the lady officers can command or not. So definitely, whether the lady officers can command a unit or not.
Of course, that Major Priyanka is there, but according to me also, yes, anyone can do it.
But I mean, at the moment, the provision is not there. But definitely, yes.
But mind you, Priyanka, there's one more thing which is going on. In next 3 years' time, NDA will also have women cadets.
Yes.
That's the thing which is going on now.
Yeah, I announced that while you were.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that talk is on. Yes.
NCC ज्वाइन करना जरूरी है. हाँ, जरूरी है NCC ज्वाइन करना, क्योंकि NCC से आपको काफी सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस भी आता है. It's not necessary that through NCC you join only the army. Even for the other things, self-confidence, the way you speak, the way you walk, the way you accommodate shift increases, all these are learned through NCC. And you have to join NCC. That will be a good stepping stone for you to become a leader.
Right. There is one more question coming up. If we don't have any defense background, what should we do to clear this exam with great marks? Because most of the NDA clear students.
I got it. Yeah. No, it is not necessary. For example, I'm the first in my entire family. Like Priyanka also, yes, they're all first people in the army, in the family to go into the defense forces. Yeah, you don't require any defense background. You just have to study. That's it. And mind you, people think armed forces is all about only physical aspect. No, it is about studying also. You know, I have done my MSc in physical chemistry in Somaya College. When I जितना फौज में पढ़ा उतना यहाँ पर नहीं पढ़ा रहूँगा MSc के लिए. फौज में ज़्यादा पढ़ाई होता है. Yeah, so please see that you study and you will be successful.
Right. I think so we can take some questions later and give opportunity to the next speaker.
Yeah. Yes, I think we have overshot the time. Thank you so much all. In case we have more, you can directly write to us or WhatsApp us. You can take them this telephone number from Major Priyanka or Kamlesh, and you can always WhatsApp us. I stay in Ghatkopar, yeah, and you can meet us also, and we will solve all your questions, answer all your questions to the best of our ability. Thank you so much, and Jai Hind.
Thank you very much. Thank you to Captain Swaminathan and Major Priyanka for your excellent guidance on the defense. I will request you to put all your name and contact number, mobile number in chat box so that student can contact you directly. And now I invite Falguni Parekh and another director, Kuncheria Thomas. They are the director of Sanskriti Vacation. They have so many years of experience in travel and related field, and they will be able to guide you best in this very lucrative and booming sector. So over to you, Falguni madam.
Thank you, Kamlesh bhai. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. And I'm sure travel is always on the mind of most of the people. And if you have dreamt of a job that will take you to places and a job which is more secure, then travel, of course, is the best field to choose from. Let me just share my screen for the PPT.
Excuse me, if the student can invite their parent also, it will be very nice, because parent also know a lot for traveling. So we request you invite your parent also during the session. Thank you.
Can you see my screen, sir?
Yes, yes. Falguni.
Okay, okay. So as I told you, travel has always been on the minds of the people. So I am the director of Sanskruti Vacations, and we are into this field of travel and tourism since the last 25 years. We have catered to almost 10,000 plus clients, not only in India, but even abroad. So we have this vast expertise, knowledge in this field of travel. So, and by education, I have done my master's in statistics, but it was only because of my passion for travel. We opened this Sanskruti vacation, and we have another co-founder, Ms. Mamta Shah, as well. And we were both passionate to travel. So that is how Sanskruti Vacations has come into existence. And we earlier started with our passion for student travels, where we used to take students on an educational tour. And slowly, we never realized when this passion turned into a profession. And we have with us today Mr. Thomas Kuncheria, who is also a part of our organization. And he has his own destination management company, which promotes Kerala and South India. Welcome, Thomas, to this platform.
Thank you, Falguni, and to everybody on this panel. Thank you so much for having me on.
Okay. So you all know that travel, this pandemic has put all the industry worldwide, absolutely has affected the industry worldwide, and travel industry is also been affected. It's been the hardest hit, I must say, but nevertheless, it is an evolving industry. And if you go by the earlier figures, the World Travel and Tourism Council, the tourism industry has generated around US $7.6 trillion amount of revenue, which is at least 10.2% of the global GDP. And it has created around 295 million of jobs. So that shows how travel industry is so important. And if you see India, in terms of the World Travel and Tourism Council, India contributes 7th in the world in terms of its total contribution. So let us see what are the travel and the career options which are available in this field. And the courses and the certification, and of course the profession and the passion. This is how we will go. So travel and tourism industry comprises of three distinct: aviation, tourism, and the skill courses. By aviation, I mean the airlines, the different opportunities that you get in the airline industries, the airfares, the ticketing, and the various systems that are used in this field. The Amadeus, Galileo, Sabre, and the Bacchus are the normal traditional systems which one uses for the airline and the aviation industry. So we have certificate courses, right beginning from the 1 month, 6 month, and the 4 month, and more extensive is the 8 month courses that we will offer. Cargo is another industry that you students can explore, the air cargo, the ground handling. So let us see what are the opportunities that you can find in this sector. Now, types of tourism. Normally, everybody knows that people earlier used to travel for leisure and business. But with this new pandemic, there are a lot of other tourism which has come up, namely the medical tourism, adventure tourism, as Swaminathan sir mentioned. wildlife tourism, golf tourism, sports tourism, and religious tourism. These are all and independently contribute to a lot to our economy. International and domestic travel and what goes on it. So travel and transport, all what is required in terms of making your travel a smooth and more effective. Customer service, handling skills for the travel and airlines. So as you know, this travel industry is a service industry. So you need a special skill set to enhance your work. Travel documentation and regulation. So this will teach you all the what kind of documentation that you need for travel, the visa regulation, especially now post-pandemic, what are the kind of vaccinations that you have to have before you travel. So all these aspects, they require an educated person, a skilled person to educate you regarding all these technicalities. So no one ever said travel isn't fun, but if you want to follow your passion and turn it into a career, just have a look at this video of what it has to say. Oh, sorry. Can you hear?
No, Pagni,
Okay,
you have
okay.
to reshare where you have to share the sound as well. When you press, if you can stop sharing, and when you press share screen, there is a share sound button at the
1 minute.
left bottom of the tab of that. When you see the tab, when you press share screen, there is a box. It shows a share sound at left bottom. You have to click that.
1 minute. No, I don't see that. In the share screen, Priyanka?
So just press share screen and then there is a pop-up of the box that comes. In that box, if you see left bottom.
Share computers, okay.
Yes, so once you press that, then we can do the sound.
Okay, 1 second.
It's supposed to.
Yes.
Can you hear that now?
Yes. You have to play it.
John, my life involves lots of trips to different places every year, which means that I contribute to the world's largest economic sector, travel and tourism. It supports 292 million jobs around the world and generates 10.2% of global GDP. So let's compare travel to tourism. As a travel agent, it is important to know the difference in order to understand customer needs and provide them with a better experience. In this video, I will explain the key difference between the two, as well as distinguish between the traveler and the tourist. First, we will look at both definitions. So, let's start with travel. Travel is a movement of people between relatively distant geographical locations for many reasons, such as business, pleasure, education, visiting someone, and so on. It can also include short stays between these successive movements. Tourism is travel, limited to holiday activities only, as people are traveling to and staying in places outside of their usual environment, for not more than one consecutive year, usually only for pleasure. My good friend Anna is a traveler. She loves to explore new cultures during her journey. And this is my colleague Carl. He's a tourist. He prefers to stay in his comfort zone, relaxing, rather than engrossing himself in another culture. Let's see the difference between their journeys in details. Anna will always try to engross herself in the local culture, interact with locals, and try to speak their language. Carl will only see popular attractions, surround himself with tour groups, and speak only English. or his own language. At the same time, Anna would rather travel alone or in small groups, eat local food, and go off on her own, while Carl prefers large groups, eat his own food at typical places, and use guided tours to see the attractions. In addition, Anna will always take a small bag and stay at the most ethnic places to better immerse herself into the culture. Carl will choose minimum 3-star hotel to make his stay as comfortable as possible. Oh, they now have to leave for their next journey. But before they do, let's recap the difference between travel and tourism. Carl is a tourist. He would rather go to another country to relax, stay in a hotel, see main attractions, and stick closer to what he knows from home. Anna is a traveler. She will go to another country to engross herself in the culture and get the most experience from the country as a local. A traveler may consider a trip as a journey and tourist as a vacation.
So as you see, there are a lot of opportunities which you can explore when you are into this profession. So you can either do ticketing, you can concentrate mostly on ticketing, or become a travel agent, a travel consultant, a tour manager, a tour guide, or even fuel your passion with all the adventure sports. So So as I said, this travel has immense opportunity. You can become a travel manager. These are the adventure sports that they can take up and related to travel. Flying courses, sailing and kayaking, travel photography. Now there are so many people who do just travel photography and have their photographs published in those travel magazines like the Travel and Leisure, Wanderlust, National Geography, etc. Entrepreneurship. You can also begin your own travel agency. This is, you can set up a zero investment business. If you go through this course, you can definitely set up a zero investment business. And it is absolutely good for passive revenue. And very important is that you can do this course along with your traditional courses, degree courses, because they're all part-time. So these are the other options which are available in your travel field. These are all adventure courses that you can take up. And now I will hand it over to my colleague, Mr. Thomas, who will tell you how we can help you in this journey if you aspire to become a travel consultant, or if you aspire to take this as your profession. Over to you, Thomas.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Once again, thank you, Falguni, for this opportunity, and to everyone on this call. I would like to spend a few minutes on this topic of travel and tourism. We are industry specialists. We are not from any academy per se. So we are not here to offer you any particular course, but to talk about the travel and tourism industry as such. You know, 2021 or 2020 has been very difficult years for most of us. It's been years of pandemic when people have been holed up at their homes, where the digital journey has picked up, whether you are working in an organization or you're studying. I presume we have some young aspiring people on this call who are in their 10th or 11th and 12th that are contemplating on different careers, like in the armed forces, as we heard from Major Priyanka and Captain Swaminathan. Travel and tourism is a huge ocean, I must say. There is no specific point that you can pinpoint and say, this is what I want. I don't have any slides. It's going to be an impromptu discussion to give you a perspective of of what we are. Between Falguni and myself, we have over 50 to 55 years of working experience. So we've seen it all, right from the time when travel was a luxury. Way back in the 70s or 80s, even in the 90s, people used to have planned vacation. When I say planned vacation, you would have your annual vacation once a year where you go to your visit your parents or your grandparents, or go abroad for a holiday with your family. The change that has happened in the last 10 years is travel has gone from becoming a discretionary spending to a necessity. Like you go to the grocery store and you buy your daily provisions. I'm sure in every other family, people talk about where are we going out for the weekend, or where are we going out the next 1 month. So it's no more about luxury travel. Even if you go out for 1 day or 2 days to Nasik, Pune, Lonavala, Matharan, Mahabaleshwar, it is also considered a holiday. To that extent, the opportunities have also quadrupled in terms of what you can aspire to be. Now, at this point in time, I just want to highlight two major differences before I get into the depth of this entire huge industry called travel and tourism. As Falguni had mentioned, it is so huge that you can look at travel and tourism from a full-time perspective or from a part-time perspective. Now, what can you do as a part-timer? You can follow your passion. If your passion is to go outdoors and do a lot of photography, or to explore different places, or become a trekker, that's also possible. And with that, you can, if you love to design itineraries, you can curate your own itinerary and sell it to your friends and family. Today is all about coming up with something different, not with something that everybody has. So if you are a good trekker, if you like to do a lot of blogging, if you like to write stories, you can take that up as your passion on a part-time basis. You can immerse yourself digitally through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or any other social media handle, and describe your journey with travel. So you could be a blogger. You could also post your pictures and create interest among your friends, family, and other professional connections. That's to do with part-time. And when I say part-time, you can even monetize that opportunity. Like if you have been to a specific place and done something unique with the locals there, you can promote that on your social media handle. And once you have the right suppliers with you, you can create that as a part-time business. As Falguni also mentioned, this does not involve any investment. That is to do with the part-time business. If you are pursuing your engineering or medical or your commerce graduation or any other field that you would like to pursue, but you still have a travel bug in you that wants you to explore the world, that option is available. Now, when I spoke about travel becoming a necessity, we always used to think of travel being international travel. If you saw one of the slides that Falguni had shared with you, now the Indian travel industry has got a huge, it's a huge economy on its own. Domestic travel is exploding at its seams. You've got places right from Kashmir to Leh Ladakh down to Kanyakumari, and even the Northeast, the Seven Sisters are also being explored today. Even for those who can't afford to travel outside the state, even in and around Mumbai, there are so many opportunities that are opening up with the state government, MTDC, and otherwise private homestays. And the beauty of travel and tourism is that there is a product available for everybody's budget. So you can start with a homestay or a backpacking vacation to a luxury holiday vacation in and around Mumbai. Okay, that's to do with the part-time opportunities. When we look at the full-time opportunities, it is huge. Let us start with the airline business. We all know that travel and tourism has taken a back seat in the last 2 years because of this pandemic. But I must tell you, if you all are clued on to the news and to news feeds, you will see one of our most successful investors, Mr. Rakesh Junjunwala. He himself is so bullish of travel and tourism that he's planning to start up a new airline in India. That's fairly exciting for all of us, and it will definitely bring a boost to air travel in India. Under the clause of the airlines, you can look at uh, ticketing, reservation, customer service, complaints management, cargo. All these are different sub-elements that you can specialize in the airline and the civil aviation sector. If you don't want to be looking at the airline industry, I as myself and Falguni are more focused or more specialized in the holiday business. Now, when we say holiday business, it has gone through a different level of specialization. Previously, when you had to go to Delhi, Matharan, anywhere you had to go, you could just buy a ticket and go there. But today, our tourism products are evolving to the likes of those in Europe and Far East Asia, as well as America, where you need to do a lot of intense planning. And when I say that, you decide a location with your friends or with your family, you plan what you want to do. It could be a honeymoon trip, it could be adventure, it could be family, senior citizen, religious temple tours, so on and so forth. Or it could be a MICE event for companies. Based on the objective of your travel, you then plan out your day-to-day itinerary. And that's what we are specialized in making sure that you have a trouble-free 5, 6, 7, 10-night journey. And this journey will leave behind lots of memories that you can bring back and share with your friends so that they can also enjoy such experiences. Travel is all about selling happiness, selling a dream, and creating that same moment for your loved ones and your friends and family. So besides the airline, you can look at being a travel agent, being an entrepreneur, setting up your own travel agency, having a differentiated product. You can sell one destination or many destinations, but you should be good at that. And there is a journey to becoming a travel agent. You just can't walk in and start your travel company. It will be good to go through some certification courses so you understand how to design itineraries, how to attract customers to your products, how to sell those products, and how to ensure that your customers come back with a very good review so that they will recommend your company to the next person to travel through you. Ultimately, when we are selling happiness, we are also selling customer service. And when a customer is happy with you, he will remain with you for a long time to come. So just because you have served Mr. X once, it is not a one-time business. He will come back and say, send me to Dubai or to Mauritius or to Sri Lanka or to Bangkok or to Singapore or wherever. So that is where your skills come to play. When we talk about travel and tourism, it is not only about the hard skills you learn in terms of an itinerary, customer service, it is also the soft skills that come along with it. How do you handle your leads? How do you do your follow-ups? How do you handle your first interaction with your customer? How do you ensure that he chooses you vis-a-vis all the players in the market? The other type of opportunity we have is being a destination management company. When I say destination management, there are expert companies. There are destination companies that are focused in specific areas like North India, South India, Western India. And when you call them destination management experts, they will provide each and every detail from a pickup to a drop back so that you have a travel, you have a hassle-free, worry-free travel. That is where you need the help of specialized travel professionals. They tend to master the art of destinations, sightseeing spots, as well as things to do, and ensure that your day is filled throughout your itinerary and throughout your stay in that particular destination. You could also be a tour operator. A tour operator basically handles groups, handles large number of people from the time they book their tickets to their holidays, to their return. They do all the major coordination. We also have something called a professional guide group. Like if you go to the Taj or any monument or any place of significance in the country, it is always better to learn about the history and geography of that place through a professional guide. So being a professional guide itself is a profession. If you love to be in the outdoors and talk about a particular destination or a place, then you should look at being a guide as well. If you just want to be in a full-time job and you want to work in a corporate environment, then there are companies like Make My Trip, Yatra, Go IB that have a lot of operations from sales to support to customer service. You can even be in the call center handling queries, complaints, reservations, cancellations, so on and so forth. So having spoken for the last 15 minutes nonstop, let me take a break from talking about being a DMC or a tour operator or a travel agent. Now, the next big thing that I would like to talk about is being a hotelier. You could choose to take up a course with the hotel management institutes all across India, even in Mumbai. And in the hotel industry, there are three major verticals. One is your front desk, one is your food and beverage, and one is housekeeping. If you like to interact with people, make people happy, make them warm, then I think you should look at the big chain hotels like Taj, Oberoi, ITC, or even the 4-star properties like Lemon Tree, and so on and so forth. So that's also a huge area where you can look at, focusing your career in. And the best time to think about all this is after your 10th standard or your 12th, where you can start with some diploma courses and try and fit your way through in the hotel industry. So like I said, we are glad to be here. We are not educators per se. We don't come with an academic background of just teaching you like in school and college and giving you a degree that may not make sense to you. We come with a lot of years of experience, and we are more than happy to share that with you. When we talk about experiences, we are trying to make your knowledge get converted into a workable solution. When I talk of workable solution, I'm talking about employability. There is no point saying I have done this degree and that degree, but you can't even prepare or design an itinerary. We have done it, are doing it, and will continue to do it. So we know the trends, we know what has been the past, what is the present, and what is the travel of the future. So with this, we definitely can coach and guide you in terms of getting a job that will be relevant for travel in 2021 and 22 and beyond. And I would suggest that if you have any questions, you may want to type them in the chat box and we will take them one by one. So I think with that, I have come to the end of my long speech, which is continuously going on. So like I said, we can talk for many hours on all the sub elements of travel. It's huge. We spoke about cargo, airlines, travel agents, DMCs, tour operators, travel guides, hoteliers, so on and so forth. And also on the entrepreneurial ventures, we also spoke about how you can do this on a part-time basis, make some money on the side. And maybe you're an accountant or you're working in a company, but your passion is travel. You definitely can pursue your passion while you do something else as your main career. So it depends on you in terms of what your frame of mind is. You're looking at full-time or part-time. And all I can tell you is, if I were your age, sky is the limit. There are just so many opportunities out there compared to the time when we graduated and when we came out of college. So with that, I would like to thank you all for this opportunity. And maybe if there are questions, we can take them one by one, Falguni. Thank you so much.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Thomas, for this wonderful enriching course description and the field which is open for these youngsters. So if we have any questions regarding the same, we are more than happy to assist you and help you. If anybody has a question, they can either raise their hand and put them in the chat box. And if you have any other, if you want any details regarding any of the courses that you would like to pursue, you can certainly, I'm just sharing the Google form with you. You can certainly fill that form and ask us anything regarding travel. We'll be more than happy to help you.
So Paguri, I have a question.
Sure, Priyanka, go ahead.
Yeah. So in the travel industry, which is the portfolio or the profile which gives me opportunity to travel more and into new places?
So yes, that's a good question. Priyanka, you can, the opportunity that you can get is either you become a tour manager where you know about you have a destination knowledge, and tour manager is such a course. It's hardly a 1 month course, which trains you to be how to, handle the group, learn about the destination that where they are traveling. And this is the one course that will take you to places, tour manager. So it will also satiate your passion for travel as well. Does that answer my question, Priyanka?
Yes, thank you. And what is there any minimum qualification or something?
The minimum qualification, as I said, as Mr. Thomas said, that we need minimum 10+2 or equivalent to do any of these courses that you are interested. Even the Bombay University has a 3 years course, but those are all degree courses. But as a startup, to get basic knowledge about travel and tourism, you can just go for any introductory course for 1 month and see if that is what you're really looking at. For all, as Mr. Thomas has already pointed out, that if you want to follow your passion, so even if you are a blogger, a travel blogger, I mean, they travel to a lot of places just by giving more information about the travel, about the hotels that you visit. So all that also, gives you a lot of opportunity to travel, because most of these hotels, there are a lot of hotels, and it's not possible for us to know about each and every hotel or each and every destination. But it is these travel bloggers are the ones who are introducing new destinations to the public. So yes, it definitely gives you an opportunity to travel and also follow your passion, and as well as earn your pocket money. And of course, more than that, I would feel.
Thank you so much, Paguni.
Yeah. Any other question? If we have any other questions,
I don't see any questions on the chat box.
So no problem. I mean, if you want, I'll put our details there on the chat box. So in case if you have any questions related to travel, or if you want to take up this as a profession, or what are the opportunities available, in case you have not attended this session, you can certainly get in touch with us. I'll just put you the details of our.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Please put the.
Yeah, I'll do that. Just give me a moment, please.
Name and contact. We thank you very much to Kuncheria sir and Palguni ma'am for this wonderful session. Students, I would just like to add that these are the people who have the practical experience of so many years. What they see is the practical to the front, which can help you to the instant job. Their session is purely guided to help you on the job. And travel industry, they say, have only 1 month course and onward, such a short duration course, you can have a career in that. So this, and also the defense course, they have the so many years of jobs and training. What they speak is the on job, on practical things which can help you. So you have this live session we are going to put on our Rotary website. You can see it again. You can ask our speaker any query you want, and also you can refer to your friends so that they can also get benefit of this new and best career options you have, and you would not have believed, you would have thought that travel is only travel, but when you listen you realize that it is travel, cargo, hospitality, and so many section in only travel and related. So we had put this travel and related experience. So friends, we thank you all our speakers, and thank you for coming, and we have already put the onward our program. Our next session is and the onwards next session is on very much complete arts, pure arts, complete arts, fashion designing, this, and also new upcoming courses. Friends, the old courses, as the lockdown and this and so many, the world is changing day by day. The next session is for new upcoming opportunities, new upcoming courses. You know, everything new comes, new mobile comes, and olds are in the side. So please attend the next session, very, very interesting. And we have also put the subsequent session detail in the chat box. So come with your friends and parents. See you in the next session. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you so much, Jahan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you, Major Priyanka, Captain Swaminathan,
Thank you, Captain.
Palguri, as well as Kamleshji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I think, Sohail, we can stop this live stream.
Session, yes.
And also we need to upload
Yes.
the handbook on the chat box. Yes.
Yes, I
Yeah,
have
it's already uploaded. It's
Yes,
already
uploaded.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
everyone.